set up here. Thank you so much for joining. We'll get them on Instagram right now. Um, and we'll be anywhere you want to see us. So I'm here on Instagram, and we go on Instagram, on IG. We're just gonna do everything to make sure we get them on. I think they'll be on just a moment. I will send them the live so we can have them on to chat a little bit. Let me see here. All right, let me send that in, and we should be good. What's up? What's up, party people? It's Whiskey Wednesday, and we are here. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Doc Swinson. I don't know if you've had their product yet, but they're amazing. I'm gonna get them on Instagram, and then we're gonna come here and be on our live here also on YouTube. If you're here on YouTube, thank you for joining. Uh, Perfect. We got Doc Swinson here. I can see them on a live. They can jump on, and we'll see what's up. Let me see if I can get them on right here. Uh, my man Jesse is gonna jump on. What's up, Jesse? You see, I told you I can hear you. So
I think
you're now streaming on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at
oh,
the same time. So
genius, I feel famous now. They never let me out. As you can tell, I don't know how to use this platform, and I literally got a degree in this at one time. No, I think what happened was our Instagram thing kept kicking it back to my personal one, so I kept joining you under me, not
oh yeah.
Swinson.
No one cares about you. Everybody cares about Instagram, about a
Hey,
duck.
I'm only one of the signatures on the bottle in the end. Well, thanks for
How are
having
you
me, and
doing?
I
How are you
appreciate
doing,
it.
bud? No, no problem, no problem at all. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's been a week. We got a lot of projects coming down the pike, and just trying to figure out what cool new stuff to put into barrels. It's been a nightmare shipping barrels across the seas. So bringing stuff from Europe has been fun.
Yeah, yeah. If you're on Instagram or if you're on YouTube, make sure you share this live or this video with your friend. A lot of people know about this brand, but you guys are still, I like to say, the secret popular new kids on the block of whiskey. So it's either people know you or never heard of you. There's never that, oh, I think I've seen them somewhere before. It's always, oh, I know that brand, I really like it, or I don't know what you're talking about at all. There's never been a middle ground for people. So for those who don't know you and for those who don't know about your brand, tell us who you are, what's your brand, and what do you guys produce out there in the world of whiskey?
Sure. Yeah. So we're a small group of people up here in the very far corner of northwestern Washington State, where all the mountains and snowboarding is. And we're a pretty small group that started a few years back in the private label side of the world. So we would build projects and different profiles for liquor store chains and grocery stores and stuff like that. Um, and I started even years before that. When I was 21, I ran a craft distillery for a while and produced some gins that knocked it out of the park in both San Francisco spirit competitions and New York. I've actually won the competitions a couple times as the top gin producer. And then got involved into whiskey, which truly became the passion, which was working with oak, actually, oak and grains. Um, so when we were about 4 or 5 years ago or so, we started concepting the idea of producing a whiskey. And this is back when our company was really small, and we're still pretty little. There's really only four of us that developed the products here. And we got our hands on some really old bourbons and thought we would just play with them. So some people might even say it was sad to do today because they were like 10 and 11, 12-year-old MGPs that we finished in various casks. But that was also back when seemingly people weren't as interested in MGP. So we took a few years playing around with a few different distilleries, mash bills and bourbons at different ages and rye whiskeys as well, and brought casks in primarily from Europe, mostly France and Spain, Portugal. And we started finishing all these different whiskeys and combining them. And we eventually found stuff that we thought was really fun in the market and people really were responsive of it. And then all of a sudden, we got our hands on some 15-year-old bourbon, and well, that's kind of what started it like wildfire. It just took off. And then, of course, we only have so much 15-year-old bourbon. So you got a bottle back there?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my one and only Duck Swinson that I have. That was one of the project from the Bro Brothers.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
it was a project. It was one of the release from the Bro Brothers. I have to tell you, the only reason why I keep that bottle at bay is because my cork broke. So when I opened it, my cork
No.
broke.
Yep.
And I know you guys did something in California because a friend of mine there in California sent me one of your samples as well from the store in California. I think it was with Cypress in California. So
Okay.
uh, it was. I mean, it was kind of cool to actually see that people. I like to say, famous stores actually trust you to actually give them product. So
Yeah.
if I have to resume for the whiskey nerd, you guys do use MGP, right?
Yeah, we use other distilleries mash bills as well, but the majority of our products, especially right now, are MGP based and for
Okay.
their mash bills.
There's nothing wrong with MGP. You
We
know,
love MGP.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with MGP. So I always ask because I want to make it clear it is MGP. Um, what do you call it? And now, really, you guys, the power here is probably in the cask that you guys are using, and probably in the blending. Do you do any blending?
Yeah, so what we mostly do is blended. We don't release anything except for our single barrel lines um, straight out of the cask. So every single one of our products that we batch has gone through some sort of blending procedure. And whether that's our straight bourbon whiskey, which is a blend of two different MGP mash bills, both they're high rye, so they're 36% rye and they're 21% rye. We actually blend those based upon proof. So we go through and pick out of all the barrels we have in our stock, and we assess their proof points and then blend them to 115 proof in the batch and then bottle it. So there's no or very little amount of water ever added to that. So it preserves all the characteristics of a true cask strength product without
Mhm.
diluting it at all with water to bring it to bottle strength. So even our straight bourbon, which is arguably one of the more simple products, is still goes through this really complex web of selecting different proof points and different flavor points that then could be combined together to produce what is blender's cut, which is basically the base for most of our finished products as well. So we start with that, and then we subject that batch or those batches to a number of different casks. One of the main ones we initially started with was our Alter Ego triple cask bourbon. And are we tasting, right? Are we tasting?
Yeah, we are tasting. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get to what's new on the market coming up now. Yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
So what you send me are what is coming on the market right now, right?
Oh,
The
okay.
release that you guys are bringing in, right?
Gotcha. It's probably all of our exploratory casks, I imagine. Those are like
Correct.
the bourbon finish in cognac, bourbon finish in sherry, Oloroso sherry, Pedro Jimenez sherry, or in. I've got them all lined up right here, so I could bust out
Correct.
any bottle we want to try.
So I wanted people to know a little bit about what you're producing so they can actually understand
Certainly.
what do you call it? So they can actually understand exactly what you guys are trying to do there
Yeah.
at your at your distillery. Because one of the things most people don't understand is like, oh, what is this thing about exactly? Why are they doing it the way they're doing it? And is it something that is it something that I need to know? Is it something I need to get? What makes you different from the other
Everyone else.
whiskeys on in the business? So that's always what I tell people is it's all about knowing what makes you different, because that makes you the cool kid, because you are different. Everybody's producing whiskey. Doc Swinson is coming in and say, hey, buy me because this is how I'm different. I always try to highlight things that are
Sure.
makes you different, because that's what makes you beautiful. Well,
I love it.
what makes
Um,
you different is what makes you beautiful, because everybody want to tell you how big their whiskey are, how big their
yeah.
distribution is. Like, no, tell me what sets you apart. So when I go to buy your bottle, I'll be like, oh, yes, is MGP. Obviously is MGP, but now you guys are using cask that are French cask, which are more rarer cask than the normal, on the market.
Absolutely. So I guess ultimately what we say is we only bottle the product when we believe it's ready. It goes through a tasting panel of all of us that we decide, is it how we want it to be or how we envisioned it in the bottle. That's first and foremost. So we don't just dump our barrels, put them in finishing casks, dump the finishing casks at like month 3 and bottle it. We don't do that. We go through and select every single one of the casks and do benchtop blends of them, do evaluations before we do any major batching and bottling. That's one thing. The other is
a few people have your product there. They're saying, somebody say, I got 2 on my shelf now.
Right on. Thank you.
4 in 1 right now. So if you're here, thanks for joining. First question immediately. Everybody has the same question immediately when they jump on a live. They always want to know where can I find the product? But it's literally the question I ask at the end of interviews. But everybody has the same thing. Where can I find the product? But I always tell distillers don't always know where the product goes. They know where it's distillery, but they don't know where it goes.
Unfortunately, I know it's in 30 states, I believe. Honestly,
30
that's
states.
solely somebody else's department. But if you go to our website, there's a bottle locator, and you can type in your zip code. So our website's docswhiskey.com or docswinsons.com. And if you go on to, I believe it's Find Doc, I think they just changed to that. Click on that, type in your zip code, and it'll populate all the stores near you that have it. Some of the limited releases, especially the ones that we might try here, really are not everywhere by any means. So those you might have to hunt. On top of it,
so I'm part of the cool kids. That's what you're saying.
Yes, the Cool Kids Club. Also, we just launched a web store, so you can buy our bottles online and have them likely shipped to you. So that's an even easier way than trying to hunt them down.
Absolutely. If you don't mind typing the website for me, so I can pin it down, so people can actually know exactly what website they need to go on. So apparently, this is online for you to go in a web store and grab if you want to try the product. Tonight, we are actually trying something special. Doc Swinson came with their exploratory cask series. It's pretty much, I would like to say casks that are different and not your usual bourbon aged cask. That will probably, and I'm pinning it right now. I'm pinning this comment now. Perfect. And that's where you can get it. And I'm gonna put it on YouTube as well and Facebook, so you guys can have it and know where to pick it up.
Yeah, definitely check out the online store. It's really easy to find through our website, and you get all sorts of good deals and shipped to your door. So that's a pleasant thing. It's kind of new too. So
yeah. I tell people all the time is just about knowing exactly where your product can be. If it's online, even better, because then at that time, obviously you can just have it right here. So I'm going to show you guys for a little bit. So that's where you can find it. Is right there on the screen. So you can always, somebody said they can get some in New Hampshire. Nashville said they got some. So Nashville saying they have some.
I was just told by our sales guy, put a piece of paper in the window in my office here, said it'll be in Canada soon. So I think somebody asked that question.
Northern Whiskey was the one asking if you'll be in Canada soon.
Yep.
He's a true lover of American whiskey. And he tries his best to make sure that all the whiskeys that we talk about can make it into Canada. So
absolutely,
if you are in Canada, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you guys are part of Taste Select Repeat, Taste Select Repeat have some Doc Swinson also on their store as well. So
those are great people. OJ is a wonderful person.
So
he actually has come out to visit me and see the warehouse. So total props.
I tell people all the time, this community is big and small at the same time.
Yeah.
So I can tell you right now that if you're here and if you know, you obviously already know somebody who knows somebody who obviously who may have this bottle. So thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us. If you now have the website, make sure you grab your bottle. I pin it here on IG. Make sure you grab a bottle. Give them a try. I feel like your prices are fair.
That's
So
a big thing that we really stick by here is like, all right, in the end is we don't, I mean, personally, yeah, we might buy a bottle of $300 bottle of whiskey once in a while, but the reality is most of us can't afford that. I can't even afford it. So there's enough of those in that category. And the reality is I think we make just as good a bourbon most of the time, if not sometimes better than some of those bottles as well. And I'll stand behind that. So it's definitely worth a try.
So for
Good to go.
me, it's always about good whiskey, fair price
Yep.
for the consumer. That's always been my theory: is good whiskey, fair price. If it's a good whiskey and it's fair price, I'm pushing it every day for people to get their hands on.
I love it.
And if you have transparency in the process and you're telling people exactly where, how, and what is in the bottle, you are
Yep.
part of my hood. You are part of the positive side of the community.
I love it. That's great. Well, I think we fit that pretty well. If also if you ever have any interest in like each and every one of our products that release, our batch notes online describe everything that we can possibly say about it without being totally nauseating or a full book, including the mash bills, the distillery where it came from. Majority of the time, once in a while we do an NDA thing, but we try our best. Um, the types of casks, and sometimes even the sizes as well, and how long each one sat in each cask, part of the blend. Oh, I think I lost you. There we go.
I was making sure I get a knife because I didn't plan for the covers of this thing. It's quite the wax is thick now.
That
I
should
didn't want to
go.
open it. I didn't want to open it before we get on the live because I was afraid I'm gonna like something and I'm gonna have some, I don't like to be biased when it comes to things that I'm going to try. So I like you to have my honest opinion as I'm having it. So I'm not, pretty much not bullshitting you. I'm known here as Mr. No Filter on my social media. So if is what is that thing on Instagram I see all the time? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit. So that's
Definitely.
so when it comes to me, that's pretty much what you'll be getting. So if it's good, I'm gonna scream about it. So yep. So somebody's already looking in Colorado. Colorado people are looking to
Love
see if they
it.
can grab a bottle. So this is all it's about. So which you tell me about the exploratory cask. Oh, my immigrant Tourette's is kicking in. This word is way too complex. Uh,
Um, all the exploratory casks it represents a whole series where essentially we have some bourbons or rye whiskeys that we can use to put into various casks. Sometimes we get a random bug up our ass and we're like, oh, this is really cool. What would be a really good barrel? I can get two casks from whatever. It could be an Amarone cask, it could be sherry, it could be anything we're looking for. It could be a tobacco cask, for Christ's sakes.
mhm.
And the reality is, we can get those barrels in and we can play with them. And those are usually limited batches, so they're very small quantities. It could be one barrel, two barrels, usually not that many more than that. And they're kind of they act as here's something cool and unique that we think is fascinating that we want to share with you. Um, and they also help us understand what our market is kind of looking for as well. So if there's someone that peak out more and people are like, wow, this is truly amazing, we might consider making a little bit more of it or uh, pushing it into different places in the country as well. So everybody gets to try.
Absolutely.
We
Matt,
don't entirely know what somebody's
my
favorite
my
thing
man, my man, ADHD Bourbon just jumped in. He's saying hello to Jesse here. Um,
is. Hey, oh my gosh, best videos sometimes ever, man. I love them. Everybody,
he's
I think he always gives
he's the one
their
he's the
piece
one
for
who
the
keeps
label.
us entertained in the whiskey word.
Yes.
He, I still tell him he's my frenemy in the whiskey industry. I've been talking shit for a little bit to Matt. I've been telling him he's afraid of my palate. That's why we haven't been on the same life together yet. So I'm
Oh
I'm out
no.
here enticing him this whole week.
Oh, that would be
So
amazing.
I'm
I love
hoping I'm
that.
hoping that him and I will jump on something soon and truly bring the heat on Instagram. YouTube will probably break that day, but we will do it.
I love
I
it.
wanted to make sure I have an order of what we are tasting today. Again, today we are tasting the Explore X. Oh my God! Woo! My immigrant threats is kicking in. This is the exploratory cast series. Thank you so much, MS Wayne, for the badge. Appreciate it. Uh, what do you call it? I want to make sure that we are doing well here. What do you have here? Which lineup do we go? What way are we starting?
And which I mean, I have like lots of
So I
these.
have four. I
Which
have
ones do you
four of
have?
them here.
Okay. So you have the entire most recent exploratory cast release. Got it. All right. So I've got them all. I would recommend going with the L'Esprit, which is the cognac finish first.
Okay.
And then moving towards La Mente, which is the Oloroso finish, El Cuerpo, which is the Pedro Jimenez finish, and then the last one would be the Kiona Cask finish, which is our Cabernet Sauvignon finished bourbon.
Okay, so why did you guys give him this name? So L'Esprit
So,
obviously makes sense because I'm French.
yep.
It's finished in the cognac cask, so I'm assuming you guys gave it a French name.
Yeah,
L'Esprit pretty
exactly.
much means the spirit or the power inside. So
Yeah.
why the name L'Esprit?
So the other than the Kiona Cask, so L'Esprit, La Mente, and El Cuerpo, it represents what is kind of a unique release. It's our mind, body, and spirit release, and
Oh,
we put them in their appropriate language where the casks came from. So the other two are Spanish because they're from Spain. The cognac, of course, from France, so hence French. And those are a really unique trio of bourbons because they actually make up each one of them is 1/3 of the blend of the products that go into the blend for our alter ego triple cask. So our alter ego triple cask, which is more commonly found, at stores and whatnot, that one compiles all three of these together. So I wanted to release something that shows you the beginning, the middle, and the end. Blender's Cut is the beginning, so our straight bourbon whiskey, and then all three of the exploratory casks, the mind, body, and spirit, are all released, so you could see what the cask individually did to the bourbon. And then, of course, the fourth one, it would be the fifth one is the alter ego triple cask bourbon, which is a blend of those three things together, not equally by any means either. So it kind of shows you our storyline, our narrative, so you could really understand what my palate's picking up on before I go to make a blend.
Okay, so we're gonna start with L'Esprit. Can
Yes.
you show folks the bottle itself?
Absolutely. So here's for Instagram.
Yeah, and
this
this
one
one.
is.
So L'Esprit was finished in a cognac barrel. Do you know which cognac barrel?
So I actually use a grouping. I mostly work with cooperages. So it'll be a grouping of different cognac casks, but I'm pretty specific, or different cognac distilleries. But I'm pretty specific about the types of barrels. All of them are 20+ year old. So they held cognacs of varying ages for at least 20 years. They're also large format. About 90% of them are large format. So they're 600 liter, which is quite large, 3 times the size of a standard American barrel, right? And I really like how the flavor profile develops in the larger format cask than a smaller one. It's a little bit more delicate, a little bit more mellow, and it won't allow the spirit to overfinish quite as quickly. So we get a little bit more control over that. So
it's something that's I'm having L'Esprit right now. This is L'Esprit, which is the spirit. And this was finished in a cognac cask. How long, if I may ask?
These ones were approximately 7.5 months, but I also do something unique with the cognacs and the sherries. I also have casks that have been there for over a year, sometimes upwards of 2 years. And those are my boisé casks, so they have more intense flavor. So I'll blend little bits back in of those if I need something to emphasize a characteristic I'm looking for. But overall, the average is about 7 months.
So before we taste, why the name Doc Swinson? Can you because I honestly thought the first time I heard the name that this was a Texas distillery. And the reason why it just came to mind too is because obviously I have the bourbon Texan here, but I thought he was a Texas. For some reason, when I heard the Doc Swinson, I'm thinking cowboy. I'm thinking, that's all I have in my head. So for ignorant mind, can you go deeper and explain why the name Doc Swinson?
Sure, absolutely. Doc Swinson's is. I always laugh at this because it's a question we always get. When we first started this brand, we weren't looking for particularly anything to go big or major. We were just kind of messing around with whiskeys, and Doc Swinson is kind of a tribute to a historic figure at some point in time that helped build Seattle, basically, which we're from. We're here from the Northwest, and the reality is we didn't want to like focus on that as marketing because that's been done so many times. So we talked about somebody in history, which is great. We just didn't want to go that route because we aren't personally attached to that, other than the fact our locations here in the Northwest. At the time, we developed a couple labels that were made just specifically to showcase these older bourbons that I first talked about that we bought.
The
And
15 year.
yeah. Well, it was actually like 10 and 12-year-old MGPs. The 15-year was a Kentucky. And we needed a name to put on the bottle, so we kind of went with Doc Swinson's.
Okay.
So it kind of just developed and grew and grew and grew, and then people started liking it. That at the time when the brand was somewhat developed, or starting to be developed, it was kind of popular to have that whole Prohibition throwback style on it, so we kind of went with it. Ultimately, what I usually tell people is Doc Swinson is the culminating mind. It represents the culminating mind of the four of us who really started the company come together in a bottle.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So it's kind of a unique story.
This is what, 57% ABV.
Yeah.
So 57%, 114 proof. So I'm assuming you guys proofed it down to that level, right?
So we actually, when I first set up to do these casks, what we'll do is we'll dump the batch of the two different bourbons, the 21% rye and the 36% rye. We dump those together, and we tend to average somewhere between 114 and 117 proof in a batch. And in order to keep things like nice and kind of straightforward, we would dilute it down slightly to this about 114 and a half proof. And we put those in the finishing casks. So we didn't proof it afterwards, which is really unique. We picked the casks that ranged in proof, and then once again kind of found that pinpoint where we'd be off, 0.1 proof in our end batch, which we would just adjust a little bit with a teeny bit of water if we had to, for the sake of legal reasons.
Apparently, Matt won more buzzwords.
Yes, I'm glad you like that. That's always the joke. And we smatter them all over our bottles, as Matt always says out. We do crack up a lot over those statements.
But I'm glad you guys call it as
on at one time for the record. So
beautiful nose, beautiful nose. I have Sean Kim here. He's a store owner in New York. He said he heard he's getting one of your 15-year picks, so he's excited.
I love it. Oh my gosh, it's lucky that you could find some of those.
Wow. Taste is very sweet at the beginning. Very sweet coming in. A little bit of spiciness. Nothing really too surprising on the nose. A little bit of that hug in the middle. Let me see. No, apparently it was a joke. He's not getting any of your 15s.
I don't have any more right now.
Matt, Sean, you need to go visit him. Yeah. Oh, somebody, Sean, you started something on IG. Somebody's already asking which store. So if you guys don't know Sean Kim, make sure you check out NYC Spirit Guru. NYC Spirit Guru. He's probably the godfather of Instagram. He's probably one of the most knowledgeable. I love people that sell whiskey that love whiskey because they know what they're selling. Right. That's what I love, people that actually will sell you whiskey, but they truly are whiskey nerds and they're spirit nerds. So you can have this conversation with them anytime and they know they're not selling you bullshit. So that's truly.
Yeah, you trust their palate. It's great.
Yeah, I like the nose on this. Really cognac forward. Very sweet, very sweet nose. You get barely a little bit of that bacon spice from the whiskey itself, but quite fruity, a little nutty in the middle. I hate to say it, but it's like a hug from a friend. It's very familiar.
I like that. It's
It's
good.
very familiar. It's
I think a lot of what goes behind some of our blending here is actually the emotion that we put into the product. I know that sounds cheesy, but that's the big part of it. You know, you could really tell what the care was taken when you're developing something.
correct. It's truly like a hug from a friend. It's very simple, straightforward, and just it's it feel like home. It's not too hot, not too low out there. It's right in the middle, fruity, nice sipper,
Yep.
nice sipper. I would give it. I would definitely give it nice sipper. That's the grade it's getting for me. So we're
Thank
going
you.
from
Yeah.
we are going from esprit to
Lamente.
la mente, and la
Yeah.
mente is Spanish for
The mind. Pardon.
okay. So we went from the spirit, we go into the mind.
Yeah, then we go to the mind. And these all kind of represent how they affect the triple cask as well. So that's what's neat about this particular exploratory cask release.
So this was finished in Oloroso sherry cask, and it's interesting. You don't see a lot of bourbon finished in Oloroso sherry cask. Can you
I
show
think
the
it's pretty underutilized.
because I'm a Scotch guy, and you see a lot of Oloroso sherry when it comes to single malt, but you don't see a lot of bourbon finish in Oloroso. So that's actually is a ballsy move of you to want to age your bourbon in an Oloroso sherry cask.
But I think sometimes we have big balls. we have some stranger ones back here we haven't released yet. Trust me.
You heard it first. Doug Swinson'S said they got really big balls.
This was actually the first finish we ever did when we started Docs about four or so years ago. Started playing around was Oloroso finished bourbons, and we fell in love with them so quickly. They had these really. I mean, I don't know if should I not say anything about the product or.
No, you go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, they add these really beautiful flavor profiles. They're like citrusy, nutty, marzipan. You get these really nice characteristics in it that you wouldn't find.
Jesse, I forgot to tell you, we don't use the word marzipan on this channel because we are not pompous assholes. We are regular people in here.
All right, almond paste.
Even if you taste it, I want you to say almond. I want you to say we don't use marzipan in the hood here because we are very humble. we are humble people. So we don't use the word marzipan. We don't like to make anybody feel uncomfortable.
Feel bad, like they don't know. Almonds.
We get almonds.
Almond paste if you're feeling real special.
Yeah, almond paste even.
Gotcha.
Yes, at 74 Mad Sam. Yeah, these are new release. They are just hitting the market now in exclusive areas. You can go on the website just like we pin, and you can see where maybe you can find some of those.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fun that you actually touched on the Scotch portion of this, which is where you're saying a lot of Scotches are aged in Oloroso sherry cask. Most of the idea behind triple cask bourbon was actually taken from like our styles and techniques that I use to blend it is taken from the Scotch industry. So there's a very direct connection there. In fact, or Irish whiskey too. I actually modeled it more after an Irish whiskey, to be honest, but similar blending techniques regardless. And that was kind of the goal. So each one of our products that release has a different intention or style behind it, how we produce it. Which doesn't make this particularly easy to do, but
no, that's what I'm saying. You're quite ballsy to want to finish a whiskey in almost a cask that only truly responds to malt. Because Oloroso literally, if you look in my collection of single malts here, I would say about 40% to 50% of them all went through Oloroso sherry cask. So it's almost a normal thing when it comes to single malt. Like you expect most single malt to come out, you're like, oh, it's gonna be It's gonna be ex bourbon cask or Rosso Sherry or Pedro Jimenez. So those are the one that are kind of the common one. So when you said Sherry and Rosso, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's pushing the envelope there. So
It's
the
part of the
nose
goal.
right now, beautiful nose, beautiful nose.
A big part of what we really wanted to do is showcase that we can make really good finished whiskeys, because I know there's enough push against finishing whiskeys from time to time.
Yeah, I
It'd
hate
be very
finished
good.
whiskeys.
Pardon?
I'm the first one to tell you right now that even yesterday online, I was talking crap about finished whiskeys because I believe it's an art, and if you're not good at it, you're just, excuse my French, but you're just gonna fuck it up for the rest of the people.
I think we find a lot of those. I mean, I hope nobody thinks we're in that category. I don't believe we are. That was our goal, was to there's a small group of us out there that I think are really doing an excellent job of saying this is what finished whiskeys can be. This is how good they can be. So that it doesn't just turn into like the shit pile, because it's a really worthy category.
Yeah. Somebody is asking. Um, uh, of course, Matt is coming. Say his friend Marzipan is asking what is almond paste.
Lemon paste.
Obviously.
Have you had a Pringles in the holidays?
Somebody say sherry is good, but are you thinking about peated cask?
Wow,
Later
you're
on.
jumping the gun on that one. I already did. I'm working on it. I already have them. I'll be honest, and that will
Now
be an exploratory release.
I'm a Pete head. I'm a Pete head, and I'll be the
Yes.
first one to tell you if yes or no it is good,
Well, I
because
gotta,
there's
I
only
gotta get you out here to do some sampling.
I would tell you right now, brother. A lot of people send me stuff when they age it in Pete cask, and most of them that I told is crap. When they put it out, it flopped because Pete is what I do.
I think that's one of the ballsier ones I've ever worked on, is the peated casks, and I'm still playing around with how I want to release them, if they need to be blended into something else or released on their own. But yeah, I'd love to have your opinion on it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm a Pete head. I'm 100% a Pete head. I've been since I started drinking single malt. So I will tell you right now, if you do it and you do it right, you are holding, because it is hard to bring peated Scotch lovers and bourbon lovers in the same room and
Right.
keep them as friends. So
That's a
if
duel.
one person can produce a product to bring them together in one place, there's only one brand that I know that did it perfectly, and they only did one barrel, and they didn't want to try it again. It was like it was too stressful, but it was good.
Who was it?
Woodenville.
It was Woodinville. Okay, I mean, that's my neighbor.
Yeah. And you drink bourbon and you breathe peat. That was probably the perfect combination. On the nose, it did not even, you feel like it was a peated whiskey.
Yep.
And then you drink it in and you go, oh, it's like when you're done, your nose go, oh, crap. This is peat in here. So
I think I know exactly what you're saying, actually.
so
Well, I'm excited. That's a good question. Like I said, that was probably one of the more ballsy casts we wandered into, is doing peat. Certainly the furthest north in Europe cast we pulled. So
no, absolutely. If you do a peat one, you do have a friend in me, because for me,
good.
I truly believe that peated whiskey need to embrace more of the bourbon side, and it give a little zing and a little more osé. French people say osé type of behavior to the whiskey. Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's no, I like that. I haven't heard that.
Osé mean dareful, right? You're daring, right? You're
Yep,
daring.
gotcha. Yeah, it's the personality. Okay.
Yeah. So I like this. On the taste so far, I will tell you that it kills the spiciness
Of the rye?
of the whiskey.
Okay.
So it takes it bring more of the malty side of that whiskey, but kill the spiciness. So you don't get any of the bacon spice notes anymore. You only get more of that. The only way I explain is the breadiness of the whiskey.
Yeah, yeah, biscuity or
Yeah, is you don't get any more of that malty of that baking spice that you get from the sweet cognac one. So if this is the mind, we did the spirit, we're doing the mind. I would say the mind is wandering a lot. That's where I'll put the mind. The mind is wandering a lot. The mind is uh so there is a philosopher that say cogito ergo sum, which means so I think so I am, right? So
yes.
this is what I feel like. It makes you wonder. So cogito ergo sum, which means I think so I am. So if you this will make you wonder. It makes you truly the mind wonder. So that's what I give. That's the note I give this expression.
I loved it. I love it so far. That's really no, because that's it. It's like it's emotion, right? I mean, when we taste things and smell things, it brings back emotion. It inspires emotion.
Because when I drink this, that's the first thing it took me to. It took me to philosophy class. Every moment of my life that I hated because he made me write and think a lot. I hate writing essays. Till today, I still hate writing essays. And this is making me think. So I put it on the side as if I had this by myself, I will have it. I will leave it. I'll come back in the
back to
morning
it.
and nose it again.
Yep, I like it.
So I'm calling this one cogito ergo sum. I think so I am. So that's why I'm calling it.
I'm glad. I like it. I should have you name some of our products next.
I'm a very cheap date. Just bring me on and
I
that
love
that'll be fine. so so you went from Oroso now to Pedro Jimenez,
Yep,
and which is El Cuerpo,
yep.
which is
The body,
the body.
the body.
So mind, body. So we did the mind, we did the spirit, and now we're doing the body.
Yep. And this also contributes a lot of body. That's part of the reason they got its name, to be honest.
All right. Let's see if we're gonna. So PX Sherry Cask is also another interesting way to finish. You must be the kids when you were growing up that broke everything to trying to rebuild it again. That must be you. That you
If my
must have
parents were
been
here,
that
they'd
kid.
probably agree with you. I tore everything apart because I want to know how it worked.
Yep. You were that kid growing up that will break shit just to turn around
Yeah,
and say, I just want to put it back together to see how it's made.
yeah. Even if it doesn't always go back together, right?
Yep, yep.
And that's the beauty behind it. I mean, it's the willingness to be able to play. That's something that's kind of neat about the finishing side of things. It's my opportunity to make something that I think is approachable or interesting or thought inspiring, and release it to people and see what happens.
Whoa. Okay. This one nose is actually very, very interesting.
Hmm. This one actually
I mean,
surprises a lot of people because I think they have
it
something in
is.
their
It
mind.
is. The nose on this one is quite interesting.
Mhm.
Wow. I really love the nose on this.
Yeah, it's got some gorgeous characteristics in it.
Yeah.
And then same thing.
This
So both the sherries actually, once again, large format, 500-liter casks. They're all sherry butts. The majority of them are over 30, 40 years old. So in that category, and most of them are pulled from Soleras. So they're quite laden with a lot of flavor. And the Pedro Jimenez literally leaks sugar after we put the bourbon in it.
I can I can
It's not
I
overly
can
sweet.
I can nose this all day.
That's a good sign.
Okay. Let's see.
Our
Let's
warehouse
see.
here where we do all the finishing, when we do like tasting days and I have to go around, I've got they're all in racks, so I go around a little genie and drive around, open the barrels and taste them and smell them all. And you get down and you go outside for a few minutes to take a break or whatnot, and you come back in and the whole warehouse just smells absolutely incredible.
Thank you for joining the Colorado Whiskey Guy. Thanks for being here. Mm.
Mm.
Licorice.
You,
Licorice.
do you feel surprised?
Spice.
Mhm.
It's very, very not what I expected when I was
Yep.
nosing it.
This one usually throws like a curveball to some degree. A lot of people, I think, have very intense expectations of what Pedro Jimenez is and how it's going to affect the whiskey. But um, I'd say it's
Is
pleasantly surprising in a very different way.
you are throwing I'm on a mind fuck right now. You are is not these two don't go together. The nose and the body are not don't go together
They're
at
different.
all. At all. That finish of licorice is longer than all three, even though
Mm-hmm.
they're the same proof. It
Yep.
is wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Mm.
I'm so curious.
Okay, I need some water because guys, the best way to explain how I feel right now is I'm telling you, I'm on a mind fuck right now. Like I'm like I don't feel right. It's like the nose and the feeling in my mouth are two different things. They're like two separate things happening. Hmm. Beautiful nose. If I didn't know before you actually gave me this,
Mhm.
I would have told you that you probably aged this in like a Pinot Noir or Cabernet Sauvignon type of barrel
Sure.
because there's so many tannins just dropping down in my mouth.
It's
The baking spice stayed there, full body experience in your mouth. It's the finish is there. It's just it stays. It's like I'm not going anywhere.
no, it clings on. Hence the name the body.
Whoa.
And that this is the one that inspired all. Originally, I named this one first, and then they all came after soon. We're like, well, this is the trio. It's the mind, body, and spirit.
No, this
This
is it. This is it. Out of if I was in a barrel pick and somebody said which one are you going home with, that's the one I would have picked. Will be the body.
Yo
That
Corpo. Yeah,
that
I'm
that
glad to
that,
hear it's
that.
spectacular. I think my mindfuck is probably the best way to describe it. And
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a mind bender. It's truly a mind bender. If you're a whiskey lover, this will take you on a loop to really think about what you're tasting. If I was having this in a blind and I had like, oh hey, this was finished, I'll be like, oh yeah, this was finished in a certain wine cask. That's all
sure.
I'm gonna say. The wine is very forward, very forward. Mm,
So imagine all those layered together.
yeah. So you took all three and you blended them together.
Yep, in different
You
proportions. They're not
you
equal.
crazy ass scientist.
And to top it off, they're all married in old French cognac foeders too. So they're like the size of a Mini Cooper.
So you took straight bourbon, finished in Kiona Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yep, Kiona is a pretty famous winery from the Red Mountain area here in Washington. They killed it in the Cabernet world, and we got lucky a few years back to get a couple of their French casks from a very specific portion of their vineyard, which is their old block. It was started in 1974, and they're I think told they were crazy for planting grapes out there. It's like desert land.
Yeah.
And then they just killed it in Cabernet Sauvignon. I think they won several Wine Spectator awards, things like that for it, and all that. And they happen to be one of the sweetest families ever. And I just go and drive down there every year or so, pick up a couple casks from them, drive all the way back, and then put bourbon them in quite immediately, actually. So it starts out really intense and get this beautiful mellow characteristic over time.
If you're joining us, you're here with Doug Swinson, and Jesse is out here telling us all his crazy project that he works on. That you literally. So I
This
will
is
tell you
exciting.
right now. I will tell you right now. I like this better than I like. Better than I actually like your barrel picks. This cast finish for me are way more exciting.
I appreciate that. That's like a compliment because I'm the blender, so that's actually what I get to play with.
I will tell you right now because the ones I've had, I'm like, oh, it's 15 years, a little too hot. The cork broke. I was upset about it already before I was having it anyway.
For the record, we got new corks.
And I'm like, you know what? This
in like a year.
this Duck Swinson is not for me. I don't even like this thing. I'm like, you know what? This is just this. Okay, it's hot. It's everything is okay. Whatever. And then you send me these samples, and if with every sip, I'm falling in love. It's like being on a date with
Cheers
this
to
spirit.
you.
And I will tell you right now, cool running. Thanks for joining. I will tell you right now, it's this one is much darker than the rest of them.
This one's got. I wish cameras would pick it up. This one's got absolutely stunning color to it.
Yeah.
It's got a kind of a nice ruby hue to it.
Ruby red, yeah, a ruby red, yep, a ruby red.
And this is actually just the one mash bill. It's the 21% rye MGP. It started out as a 5-year, and it's just shy of 7 years old now. So it's a little bit older than our other finished cast that we just tried.
Yep, we are on Kiona now. This is the Kiona cask for people that want to know. Is the Kiona? Can you show them the bottle if you have it? I don't know if you have it.
Yeah, so I this was a QC reject because it's got the cross through it. But it's what I get a sample from. So, anyways,
Perfect.
Yeah.
I will tell you if you guys have a chance to get those exploration cask, I will tell you right now, number one in my exploration cask right now, without any doubt, will be the PX Sherry.
Now I gotta say, you're making my day, my friend. Because
number one is the PX Sherry. Number two is the one that actually annoyed the crap out of me, the Oroso Sherry. I'm gonna come back to that one after this live to know what exactly is going on here.
You're gonna wander, my friend.
And number three so far is the cognac. Maybe because I'm very bougie, as the French in me, very bougie about the type of cognac that I like. So I can actually say the cognac so far for me is still on the third place. But that PX Sherry, you put, black people say you put your foot in that one. You definitely put your foot in that one. You definitely did.
I'm glad you really enjoy that. That one is. I've heard a similar comment too, where people will be like, "I don't understand. This is not what I thought it would be, but it's really quite."
It's a mind bender. It's truly a mind bender. I will be honest. All right, let me see. Last but not least, the Kiona. So this is a French cask.
Yep.
From an American winery.
Correct. Yes.
All right. The nose is interesting. Nose is nose say dark fruit on the nose, like almost like a dark toffee, almost burnt toffee on the nose. It's not like sweet. It's more like licoricey on the nose. Is a little bready. Mm.
That's a face. Ooh.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I see what you did here. Okay. It's like dark fruit, like drinking like a Malbec.
Yeah, I can see
A
that.
serious, heavy red, like a meaty. I grew up around wine. A meaty wine, like a
Yep.
meaty wine, like a Malbec. Like this whiskey right here. Tell me I need a steak right away.
Yep.
Like
It
as I'm
absolutely
having,
does.
I'm like, I need like a medium rare, medium well steak. Just chop into it right away. That's
No,
how I feel when I'm having this whiskey right now.
I agree, and I think that's a great sentiment behind it.
There's like two things in my mind. Is I either want a big Gouda, give me some stinky cheese,
Yep.
or with a charcuterie board, or give me a big plate of steak. Those are the two things that are coming to mind while I'm having this wine. Is I want some nuts, some jam, some cheese. The stinkier, the better. That's how I feel right now. It's like dark grape notes, like very dark grape notes. Oh my god.
Yeah, this was pretty spectacular. I only made 80 cases, 84 cases.
Mm, mm.
I love it. In fact, I'll have a
You
little.
son of a bitch.
This one was absolutely spectacular, and we were holding
No,
this
you
hostage for the last 2 years.
you are a jerk for making this one. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Well, I have to apologize that. Like I said, it's only 84 cases, and I think we sold them only in a few. You might be able to get them on our shop. I believe you can get them on our shop online. There's maybe a few cases dedicated towards that.
This right here is definitely the first one of the line now.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
You're not gonna
for
do it
being a
again?
wine. I will tell you right now, if you love wine and you drink whiskey, this this right here, this right here is what honesty tastes like.
I really think
That's
we're
what
gonna
I
name our bottles. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
that I will tell you right now. This right here is what honesty tastes like. This
100%.
right here is honesty in a bottle. This is what it tastes like.
Jack, you got me all smiles, my friend. I love your naming
I,
convention.
I
Everything
will
you
I
come up
will
with,
tell you right now. Yeah, somebody said you should definitely order Kiona. I ordered 3. If there is one thing you want to try from Doug Swinson and you're not sure, I put my reputation in the whiskey industry on this. You can thank me later. This shit
oh,
right here, this shit right here, this shit right here, this Kiona shit right here, you need this in your life.
yeah, this one was a pretty amazing release. We really liked that one as well.
Oh no, no, no,
We
dude.
don't even have bottles in our own stock. That's why I have these ones with big.
You are downplaying this thing. This right. Did you guys even put any water in this? Did you blend it at all, or did you just dump it straight from the barrel?
No, it's a blend of multiple barrels initially that went into the Kiona casks. We did 2 casks, and it came out of those
What what
casks
what went into the Kiana cask?
21% rye mash bill MGP. That was it. It was 5 years old. Went into the cask well, at this rate, 18 months before I pulled it or so. That's it. I didn't proof it down. I didn't do anything other than
Shut
proof
up.
the casks.
You
It's just
shut the
absolutely
hell up.
epic.
You shut
And
up
I
right
blended, I
now.
blended the end casks together how I wanted them.
Oh my god.
So time is really I think the I mean I guess I'm being humble, but yes, this one's pretty damn spectacular. It was a blend of a number of barrels that went into this. Some of it went to other casks as well. Some of the batch went into these 2 Kiona casks. We sat on them for approximately 18 months. and then we blended those casks proportionally how we thought would taste the best, and put them in a bottle. No water added to this after the fact.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, man.
I'm stunned for words.
This right here. This right here. Wow.
Now I got to see if I can make it again, right?
Oh, you definitely have to make it again, because
I think I will.
is this right here. Now that's the bottle I have to look for. This is the bottle. Out of this whole interview, I will tell you right now. Cheers, story time. Cheers for joining. Top Dog, chance for being here with us. Somebody said I will order Eve this ship to the UK, but people already. But I will tell you right now, I don't know what the hell you did with this one, but this is it.
Heart and soul, my friend. I don't know. I do taste every single one of these casks over
Number
and over
one,
again finishing.
Number two. Yeah, Paul. Thank you for coming. Merci beaucoup, Paul. Santé, mon ami. I will tell you right now, everybody from all around the world is watching, and I will tell you right now, I honestly will tell you, if you go, I pinned this right now. There's a reason why I didn't take it off. If I want to say it takes off. Usually, people to even use the badge function or donation function, but I will tell you right now, you want to click this link right there that I pinned, and if they still have any Kiona cask, go ahead and grab some. I will tell you right now.
It's going quick. I can tell you that.
This is number one, and the PX Sherry cask is your consolation prize if you're unable to get the thing. But this two right here, I mean, look how dark this is. Like compare. I will tell you right now, just by color, you can tell which one is darker. You can tell which one is darker right away. If you look at it, you know which one is darker right away. Right away. And this right here got all the flavors in it. I will tell you right now, Kiona.
She's the top dog.
I will tell you right now, I don't usually get impressed by like I told you,
right?
I will tell you right now, because here's my theory about everybody want to finish their whiskey in unicorn fart barrels, Jesus whipped barrels, starving kids from African barrels, just to make it sound as if they did something. But being a Scotch guy, I know how the importance of barrels and the importance of blending is there, right? If you go in Scotland, if you go anywhere in the UK, and anything coming from Ireland, they pride themselves on the ability to actually give you quality product that was aged perfectly in a cask and giving you exactly what you need. So they take pride in that. And some whiskey companies in America have ruined that for people. So when someone tell me they actually are using a cask, I'm like, okay, what are you using, right? How long? I need really that honesty. I'm glad you told me exactly how long and the process, because I wanted people that are coming here to know exactly that you're being frank and you're being very transparent in what you're doing. You're not bullshitting anybody. So you may not like how I say it. You may not like who's saying it. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm here to just tell you that if somebody is bringing a product on the market and they cannot honestly sit, just like Jesse sit in front of me and tell you when, where, and how you're getting this product right here, tell them, get the fuck out. We will see you later. I will tell you right now, the way you talked about this Kiona, in my head, I'm like, okay, this guy is quite ballsy. He's using somebody local. He's taking he's taking something from just things that are near and dear to him. But I would tell you right now, and I'm repeating this, out of the exploration cast, you should be proud. You should be proud of what you produce here. You should
I
be
mean, I really appreciate it.
100% proud.
Like I said, I'm all smiles here. I can't even speak honestly. I mean, I'm only 30. I've got a long ways to figure this out, and
You
my
do, you
inspirations
do,
are
you
where
do. But I will tell you, at 30, you understand. You know, I told you before. There's no one that makes things better than someone that are making whiskey. Not only because they do make whiskey, but because they themselves, as a consumer, are whiskey nerds. They know what they like. They know what they do. And just talking to you, I can tell that no, is this is not about just putting product out there. You like what you put out there, and
I
that's a
love
big deal.
it.
That's that's a very big deal. So if you're watching right now, yeah, story time just say 3 bottle purchase. Thanks for the information, Hood. Somebody already bought 3 product. I'm sure
Thank you.
by the time we get to tomorrow, there's not gonna be any more Kiona left for anybody to buy. I'm actually sad right now because I'm not online myself to actually get my own bottle of
I
it.
know.
But I will tell you right now, if you never had Doc Swinson and you never gave them a chance and you trust my palate as a person, I will tell you, give a chance to the Kiona, give a chance also to the El Cuerpo, which is the body. And if you're somebody who like more sweeter flavor, you don't want that heat in your face, I would definitely say give a chance to the cognac barrel if you can find it, the l'esprit, to see exactly where your mind will take you. I will tell you right now. I will tell you right now. They are doing something on the market that is new and refreshing. I love refreshing because the same old bullshit, we hear that all the time. I don't care about that. I want something refreshing, something new, something I can relate to. And if you hear right now, it's because you trust what I say, you trust what I do. Go get yourself a Kiona. You can thank me later because you not only are getting a bottle of one of a kind, it's only 80 cases, one of a kind. You also are getting yourself something special enough for you to open and impress your guests. Finishing whiskey is not an easy job. And Jesse
No.
here figure out a way to actually get me excited about bourbon finish
Uh, like I said, that's amazing.
in the American French in a French barrel, and for that I thank you, brother.
Hey, no, my pleasure. I thank you. This is totally heartwarming to be honest. I mean, really, because in the end, this is a reflection of my palate. It's the pieces that I'm assembling together to put in a bottle, and we pride ourselves. Doc Swinson's, the whole company prides ourselves on being incredibly transparent. Like I said, if you want to know anything really specific, go to our website because I don't always retain all the information on top of my head, to be honest, but it's all there. And we want you to know what you're trying and give us honest feedback. So thank you. This is really cool. I don't
No,
want
no,
to go
no.
through this as well.
This is 100%. This is 100% my pleasure. I'm glad you came on. I'm glad I had you on. I
Thank
know
you
we've
for
been talking about this for almost a month. I've had samples here for almost.
having
I went to Ireland and came back, and I was like, we finally going to do this, and I'm glad we finally did. I think the next step now is for me to actually come to the distillery and see what you do day in and day out,
Any
and
day.
really, yeah. And
Love
I'm
it.
telling you, somebody said this is my first. This is definitely not my first Bucks Winston Bowser. It won't be the last. Keep killing it, Jesse. Everybody, people are trusting your palate, and that's what it is about. It's about trusting the person that is
Yeah.
making this. Like I said, if you're a nerd, if you understand the consumer side, right, of the whiskey, while you're making whiskey, this truly makes you the triple threat. You make it, you can blend it, and then you understand how to enjoy it.
To enjoy
You
it.
are a triple threat.
I
And
mean,
I will tell you guys right now, if you just join it or you watching the recast of this show, his name is Jesse. He represents Doc Swinson whiskey. There's somewhere Tell them exactly where they can find you, so they know. I'm not gonna take that away from you.
I mean, with some luck, no, seriously, go to the website, Doc Swinson's Whiskey or docswhiskey.com. They both get you there. And go to the bottle finder, put your zip code in, and it'll tell you where you can find it. And if not, just click on the shop online button, and you can find all the products online, assuming we still have them in stock, of course.
Absolutely. Um, Somebody want to know if you guys are still doing single barrels. Somebody want to know where they can get your single barrels. How do they go about it? If a group, a Facebook group, or anybody are thinking about getting a Doc Swinson single barrel, what would you
Yeah.
advise them is the best way to proceed?
The best way to probably do that is email us at hello@docswhiskey.com.
Okay,
That would
you
do it.
heard you
That'll get
heard
us
it.
in contact with the right people.
All right. That'll get you in contact with the right people for you to actually see if you can do a barrel pick. So when it comes to the barrel picks, I have to ask before we part ways. Are you guys allowing people to also do finishes for your barrel pick, or is it just your original product that you have?
We've actually that's actually been a topic of conversation recently, and we're very open to doing finished barrel picks as well. We've done a few. I think OJ was the first person that with Taste Select Repeat was the first person that said I want to do a finished single barrel pick. So we're working on something like that in the future as well. So he's opening
OJ
that
know
door up.
how to be a trend center. So yes,
Yep.
he like to be different. And I love when things are different. So I appreciate what you guys are doing here. Guys, if you are here, you're part of the hood, and I would like to officially welcome Doc Swinson to be part of my hood now. You can come here anytime. If you have anything you want to talk about, any product that is out here, the hood sommelier is now your friend. He's the guardian. He give you the key to be part of the hood. I will talk about it. I'll post about it, and I will collaborate to be able to let the word know what you do. I like to say in the hood, we're very honest. If it's shit, we're gonna talk about it, and if it's great, we are also going to talk about it. And for now, you are now part of our family. Don't be a stranger. Come here anytime
Okay.
you need. Come here anytime you have something out that you want us to talk about. I want to thank you for taking your Wednesday and coming and chatting with me and
Thank you.
telling us about Doug Swisson. And I can't wait to see what you bring out next.
Oh, you might get some sneak peeks, right?
Oh yeah. I'm part of the cool kids, so I do
I
I
love
do
it.
get to see the sneak peeks. I do get to see what you bring out. I've signed a few NDAs in my life, so I am not worried about keeping secret. But if it's good for the people, I am here to push it and let the people know about it.
That's amazing. It's great having people like this, like yourself, help out. They're like, honestly, this is good stuff. Give it a try. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I,
that
I
allows
and
us
I will
to
tell you
take
right
more of
now.
it.
I tell people all the time, I'm the wrong person to trying to use to sell bullshit to people. I'm the wrong person. If it's not good, I will tell you it's not good. If it's
True.
great or I think something need to be improved, if you sign me a low check, I will consult and tell you exactly what you need to actually do to make it better, in my opinion. But on the
Great.
everyday, some people will send me their product and say, "Hey,
What do you
I,
think?
I don't have any money. I just want to see what you think." And I'll say, "This is what I think. And I think this is what is great," because that's how the community gets bigger, get better, and we actually bring better product out there.
Agreed. I mean, like I said, there's no reason to let this category of things, finished whiskeys, go to hell.
No,
They can be really good, as we just experienced. So, in the effort of making that a good thing in the public side and people who enjoy it is what we're trying to
I cannot wait to see. Now you're one of those people I'm keeping my eyes on.
do.
I'm keeping my eyes on you because now I know what you do, and I cannot wait to see what you bring in the future. As always, every Monday we are here on Monday Sucks. If you don't follow Doc Swinson on Instagram, you should follow Doc Swinson on Instagram
Yes,
to actually
please.
know what they actually do. Jesse doesn't need the publicity; he's in the back making what It's good juice for you guys. And if you are out in your local shop or online and you see any of let my my immigrant Tourette's drop exploratory cask out on the street, make sure you grab yourself a bottle. And I would say by the order of the hood sommelier. If you find the Kiona, grab that first. And if you find the El Cuerpo, grab that second. And if you find yourself right there with the L'Esprit, grab that third. And if you find yourself with the La Monte, grab that fourth. That's my order. That's how I feel that you should actually grab it. I will tell you right now. That's these Kionas are flying. They're gone now. People are already buying 3 to 4 bottles by themselves. So you may not find it, but if you have a friend that have some, ask them to send them a sample. You can thank them later. Jesse, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it.
Here. Thanks for the people that subscribes. Thanks for the people that actually bought a bag. Thank the people that support the channel. I cannot wait to see you all next time. And thanks for being here.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jack.